What's up, peoples? I'm making a video of the Seattle versus the Green Bay. They're gonna make Colts versus the Patriots one. I knew I should have made it last week, but Cowboys versus Green Bay. But I just didn't feel like making no videos, you know. So I'll make the Green Bay versus Seattle video. This video about Seattle versus Green Bay. Who's gonna win? Basically, I say Seattle gonna win. It'll be Seattle. I say it'll be Seattle and Patriots. Matt, I kept saying maybe it'd be Green Bay and Colts. I kept saying it like what happened? What happened? Green Bay win. It'd be never. You never know. But in the beginning of this year, I said it's gonna be Seattle in the Super Bowl again. I said at the beginning of the year. I told a couple people at my job, said it's gonna be Seattle versus Green Bay. So that's what I said. Let me show y'all the time. So I know this time on here wrong. So I'm gonna show you the time I made this video. See the time? See the time? Right there. The time right there. Let me show y'all again. It's the time right here. Remember, it's 9:37. This is today, 9:37 a.m. So this, I'll show you what time I made the video. And I'll say, oh, you made the video after the game. Just showing y'all the time, showing that I made this video. Dick. So showing y'all the time I made this video, showing y'all. Yeah, but I think basically Seattle gonna win because of their defense. So defense win championship. You know, I said right at the beginning of the year, I kept saying Seattle gonna win the Super Bowl. They gonna go to the Super Bowl no matter what. They gonna win the Super Bowl. I said if the Cowboys lose, Seattle gonna win the Super Bowl. Go to the Super Bowl and win it. Because I don't see nobody else beating the Seattle their hometown. But Seattle home, they gonna win. So nobody beat Seattle at home. The only person beat Seattle at home was Cowboys, and somebody else. I did the Cardinals. That's it. But other than that, Seattle never got beat at home, really, by nobody really outside. Only team they got beat by outside, I think, was the at home was the Cowboys. But that when Seattle defense was. That when Seattle was trying to find themselves. But I think Cowboys still could beat Seattle the same way. But most people, but that when Seattle didn't find themselves. Seattle was just not playing well at the beginning of the season. They started playing like the old self. The defense started stepping up again. So I don't really know. I don't really know that Green Bay gonna beat Seattle because Aaron Rodgers still hurt a little bit, still a little hurt, but he did beat Cowboys all hurt up. He's still going off from Cowboys. He was hurt, but I don't know if he's gonna do it against Seattle because Seattle defense is better than Cowboys defense. Seattle defense is like in the top. Is like the number one defense in the NFL? Seattle, like Seattle, like one of the number one defense in the NFL. Their defense is better than Cowboys. So I can't really judge the Cowboys game. Can't go by the Cowboys game because they were playing against Cowboys. You know, Cowboys defense always fall in the second half. Remember at the beginning of the game, Cowboys was crushing Aaron Rodgers because he was kind of hurt. It was kind of whooping. It was whooping on Aaron Rodgers early. Aaron Rodgers couldn't do nothing early in the first half. You know, he couldn't do nothing really in the first half. Aaron Rodgers until like the couple seconds left. Aaron Rodgers got a couple plays and went down the field, got in the field goal range. That was like near the end. But basically the whole first half, he wasn't really doing nothing. The second half, he started going off. Like Cowboys defense always fall in the second half. So I really can't judge. Can't judge about Cowboys game because the Cowboys defense always fall in the second half. So Cowboys defense always play bad in the second half anyway. Cowboys defense wasn't ready for Aaron Rodgers. They ain't had nothing against to beat Aaron Rodgers. So Cowboys basically Aaron Rodgers going against a different type of defense. He's going against the mighty Seahawks defense. So he's going against a whole new another defense. Aaron Rodgers pull this out and go to the Super Bowl and beat Seattle. I would give Aaron Rodgers so much respect because he hurt and beat the mighty Seattle. Wow, I would give Aaron Rodgers so much respect. But I don't know I see that happening. I don't just see that happening. I don't see that happening, man. I don't really see that happening. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? Who just knows? I don't see Aaron Rodgers beating the Seattle. They got too many great defense players. They got good. They got a great secondary. They got a great front line, and they got decent linebackers. Their linebackers is great, good too, but they got decent to good linebackers. But it's basically all they great defense, all they defense in the secondary. They got great defense in the secondary. You know, they got a pretty good defensive line. They got a good defensive line, but they got some good linebackers. But they got a great defense. But I think because you got to see most of all the games they played, people ran a lot on them, ran a lot on Seattle. That's how they beat Seattle. They ran a lot on them. You know, they ran a lot on Seattle. But when they do the ball, they really ain't do that much. They ain't really go that much off on them when they do the ball a lot. But when Seattle got to redeem themselves and got back to their old self, nobody can do nothing on them. Nobody really can score no points on them. Seattle was shutting everybody down, just whooping everybody. Seattle just in the winning streak. Nobody can not be Seattle anymore. Seattle just going off. I mean, Seattle defense, it just is on another level, man. It's like the back in the day defense. You know? I don't know. I don't see Aaron Rodgers beating no Seattle defense, man. I don't know. That was the Cowboy defense he was doing on. Cowboy defense always collapsed in the second half, like I said. I don't see Aaron Rodgers beating the Seattle, man. If you beat the Seattle, I'll give him all respect, man. You just never know. You know, anything can happen in the NFL, but I don't know, man. This real life. This real. There's not no fantasy, some fantasy crap. You got the will, never give up, keep playing, you know. There's no fantasy stuff, you know. It is real life. So, in real life, Seattle will beat the Green Bay. Only way Green Bay beat the Seattle is Seattle have a bad game or some injuries. That's the only way. Or some penalties. I don't see Green Bay beating the Seattle. I don't see that happening, man. I already said that Green Bay gonna beat Cowboys. I knew they gonna beat my team Cowboys. People say I didn't know. I already knew they gonna beat Cowboys. I just say I didn't know. I don't really know about my team, but I knew that Green Bay in my heart. I knew Green Bay gonna beat the Cowboys. I knew Cowboys gonna lose some way. They're gonna lose some way off some penalty or something. While Cowboys not gonna win. You know, I already knew Cowboys defense wasn't enough to stop Aaron Rodgers. I already knew that. I was not shocked when Cowboys lost against Aaron Rodgers. Lost against the Green Bay. You know, so don't judge that game don't judge about that game. Don't go by that game. You cannot go by that game. You cannot go by that game, people. All right, you cannot go by that game. So stop going by that game. Seattle's a whole different defense, yo. Whole different defense. And Russell Wilson is a great quarterback. He know how to control the clock and get down that field and get in the field goal range and score and control that clock and make sure Aaron Rodgers don't get the ball back. That's why Russell Wilson is perfect against the Green Bay. Because the only way you beat the Green Bay, you got to control the clock and take the ball down the field and get in the field goal range and score. And take away the clock and make sure Aaron Rodgers don't get the ball. And control that clock and run and take the ball down the field and control that clock and score. Get in the field goal range. You got to at least get a score almost every other play. You got to at least get a score, a field goal, and make sure Aaron Rodgers don't get the ball. Run that time down and play great defense. They need to play great defense. Blitz Aaron Rodgers, get in his face, hurt Aaron Rodgers. They got to hurt Aaron Rodgers to make Aaron Rodgers play bad. Because you hurt Aaron Rodgers, hit him real hard, Aaron Rodgers start throwing doing crazy balls because he's kind of scared to get hit anymore. So you got to blitz Aaron Rodgers, get in his face, get him pressure, and hit him. You got to get in his face and hit him. Don't miss him. You got to hit him. You got to at least get in his face and make him throw him off his throwing game. You can't make him. You can't make him. You got to keep him moving. Aaron Rodgers could throw the ball good on the running, but you got to keep Aaron Rodgers in the pocket. You got to blitz Aaron Rodgers, give him pressure, make sure him around that pocket, keep him in that pocket, and blitz him and hit him. That's how you beat Aaron Rodgers. You got to keep him in the pocket. Make sure he don't get no breathing air. Make sure he can't see nothing. You can't see the open receivers. You got to blitz him, get in his face, and hit him. That's how the Buffalo beat Aaron Rodgers. They kept blitzing Aaron Rodgers, and Rodgers they kept throwing the ball, and it was hurting Aaron Rodgers, hitting Aaron Rodgers, hurting him. So he started throwing the ball way over people's head and throwing anywhere. You know, that's how you put to do it. You gotta play great defense against Green Bay. Plays great defense and control the clock. That's it. That's all Seattle need to do to beat the Green Bay. If they don't do none of that, they're gonna lose. They let Aaron Rodgers get hot and get on fire, Seattle gonna lose. If Green Bay score more than 35 points, at least 28 points, Seattle gonna lose. I say Seattle average points is like probably 24 and maybe 31 sometime. They get 31 sometime. But the average points is 24 points. They only score 20 points a game. Or 17, but mostly 20 points a game. That's the average points a game they get. Or like 17 or 19. Or they get like almost 20 something points a game almost every other game. Almost every game they get 20 something points at the average points. Sometimes they get 31. If they're playing against a bum team, a bum defense. So, but basically, Green Bay defense is okay, but I don't know. Last time they played against Russell Wilson, played against them, they crushed them. What's up, kid? All right, peace out, people.